Hello and welcome in, beautiful peasants. Alrighty, a little bit of a later start here today. Did a grocery run, got some pulled pork smoking. I'm very excited. It's gonna be a great dinner. It's also Friday, so I'm kind of slow to roll today, kind of enjoy the morning. A little stormy last night, but absolutely beautiful today. Supposedly thunderstorms later, but hasn't happened yet. Alrighty, so the question of the day is, what is your favorite mini scale? 28, not surprisingly, is in the lead, and that's exactly why I sculpt in that scale. Fun fact though, I provide a no-base version, so you could scale my models to whatever you like. Just make sure that if you want to be accurate and kosher, regardless if it's 28mm scale or 32, the base for like a medium human or humans are medium size, should still be 25mm circle. So just pop the base off, scale up your little model, there you go, 32. Yeah, slow cooked, it's gonna be good. But yeah, hello, welcome in everyone. All right, the heist today is still pirates, so good luck. The odds today are worse, but the payout is better, and that is all I'll tell you. And now the freebie of the day. Here is my Patreon. It is, you can join for free if you would like, though there are many goodies to purchase if you're also interested. If you scroll down just a touch here, you'll find this post, which is daily free STL from M3DM. That's me. And you can get this lovely brick oven for free and print in your campaign. I also have a orc baker that I designed this to go with, so it's like this big burly orc with a little tray of cupcakes, and they're meant to go together, but of course you can use a brick oven however you like. And then the files for that are right at the bottom here. There's just one STL because this prints with no supports. So just throw it on your build plate and you're good. Yeah, hello, welcome in everyone. Also, just today, this discount is ending. So at the end of my stream, so in a couple hours, the discount below is no longer going to be live. So if you want it, this is your time. This is your best deal you're gonna get for Legendary. It's only 10 bucks. It gets you my entire model backlog, which is over almost 1,000 models. We're gonna pass 1,000 this month. And a Legendary request every single month. So if you want 1,000 minis, Scour Terrain, and monsters, plus a model request, 10 bucks. There you go. Usually 15. And the code for that is LegendLive. Again, that's expiring in like 2 hours. So if you want it, get it now. That'll be linked in the chat. It's also in the description. Alrighty, I think that is all. And speaking of, every single model that you see here on my streams is a Patreon request. So you kind of get an idea of how much love and care they all get. Our Tavern Pet donation pool has been reset. You can buy it out straight for 30 bucks and they'll make a new, lovely, adorable Tavern Pet. Booty is optional during happy hour. But always, donations are never expected or pressured. If you want to pool together, you can do it or buy it outright for 30 bucks. All right, I think that's everything. I have a lot of work to get done and I'm very excited about it. So I might not be as chatty today, but I trust Aloha, our trusty Tavern God and newly appointed mod, to keep the peasants in line. Thank you very much, Aloha, always appreciated. Also, Aloha went through and spruced up our Discord server. So it just looks a bit nicer. It's more organized. We have these lovely little emojis to kind of like know what things are at a glance. And these very fancy titles. Check that out. Also, a very, very important announcement today. Probably the most important announcement I've made so far. I want everyone to give a very warm and very happy birthday to Empress Tiramisu and Meditating Monkey. Empress became a student this morning, so that's exciting, and Monkey is already a member of the channel. So these are esteemed peasants, not even just standard peasants, esteemed peasants. But seriously, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. big happy birthday to both of you. Even though Empress is turning, what'd she say, 30? So she's dust, turning to dust, I believe they said. So yes. Yeah, big happy birthday to them. Empress isn't here yet. That is A-okay. We are sending them all the well wishes and vibes. If you want to just at them, bam. Empress is in our Discord right now. All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get cooking for the day. Yes, as far as I know, pointing will accrue across a month, but donations reset daily. You were correct. Alrighty. I think we are set. I'm not bright today, I'm just pale paint. I'm just closer to the camera. So when it's not as bright outside, I am especially reflective. Don't worry about it. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be the Pirate Druid construct. If you want to know more about them, you can go to our project references in our Discord. And it's one of these. Here we go. I might as well have that up. I don't need any references today. I'm mostly going to be keeping to myself. Here for the vibes. Mostly just kind of like hosting the event. But yes. Oh, we have all 3 of our mods in the chat today. Wow, it's lively. Peasants, be on your best behavior. All right, let's get to work. So my goal right now is to get her pose ready, which means I need all of these assets to be nice and detailed. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably start on her shirt, but before I do that, let's set up my scene so it looks a little nicer. I'm gonna throw this over here. And then all these different assets are kind of floating. I can have these hidden just for right now so they're not in the way. Let's go ahead and brighten up our scene. Perfect. And I like having a color in the background of late, kind of spruce things up. Let's go with a warmer tone brown maybe. Something sandy almost. I see Jess Lingual is right on it with the B revolt. Very good. Once I find something that I really like here, I'm probably going to make a macro for it. If you're not familiar, macros are really neat. Essentially, a macro is a button that you can program to get any repetitive operations that you do kind of just done with a single click. It's pretty neat. I don't use them very often, but it is a thing. All right. Having that bright is making me even more pale. Yeah, I can't have a stream without a healthy revolution. Well said, Reaper. Well said. It's already been so nice having mods to do my bidding and it be appreciated, of course, of course. We have our own special super secret channel in the Discord server and it's already nice having all the different suggestions and stuff come in. There we go. Just Lingual, if you want to see who has the most watch time, it's just ! top. And there you go. All right, let's get started. I have a bunch of references for this top. I believe I got these from Mini Blaze and Ray. Oh, I actually didn't grab an image of that specific reference I really enjoyed. No worry, I know I have it right here. There it is. So that's the top I'm going to create right now. I think it's mostly the shape I want it to be. Oh, and if you guys need me, just go ahead and type my name, M3DM, in the chat, and I'll get to you. And if I miss it, which is very possible, just repeat yourself, and I will make sure I eventually get to you. All right, it's time to add some fabric folds. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of material to actually sculpt on. I like to have it quite thick extruding into the mesh just so I don't have any little gaps. Everything I design here is for 3D printing, so I like to cover all my bases, have everything nice and tidy. I'm going to put a very small edge, something that will grab some paint when you dry brush or use a wash. To do that, I'm just going to insert an edge loop here and then extrude a little bit. Perfect. So it just makes it look like it's a little more substantial. And then when I subdivide especially, I'll keep a little bit of structure. Here we go. All right, time for some fabric folds. I like to use a standard brush in lazy radius, turned to like 18 or so. Perfect. I do a couple like test strokes, make sure the brush is working just the way I want it to. I tell my students this all the time, but don't mumble when you sculpt. Make sure you know what shape you're going for and then like commit to that shape. It's okay if you don't get it perfect, but just have like a clear visualization of what you're going for. Whenever you're crossing the center line, I encourage you to turn off symmetry. That way you just get a more natural look. There we go, getting all these shapes kind of blocked out. Perfect. And then I imagine the fabric will be kind of cinched where this little ring is, so I'll have these fabric folds kind of pinching away from it. There we go. Just lingual says, Mia, is it a bee or spider revolution? I mean, you've done both, but the classic revolution is bees. No mumbling, no fiddling. Yes, thank you, Aloha. Manyplay says, Mia, when you pull a part out to focus in on like this, does it return to the model when you go back to the whole model? The whole model is still right there. I'm not actually moving anything. I'm just clicking solo, which is under transform, solo. I'm just hiding a piece, but I'm not moving the piece at all. That would be a huge pain to put back just right. Do not do that. Toad says, I tried adapting the size of where my supports connect and lost 3 spaceships. What? Why did you not test it first? Oh no. Goodness. Bee in hair or spider, which would you prefer? I am not even going to put that energy out in the world. We're going to give a big healthy neither to that. No comment. Next question. I kind of want to texture these fabric folds almost like a clamshell bra. I think that'd be kind of a cute nod. Especially since she's all like aquatic and whatnot. There we go. So again, I'm going to center line and breaking symmetry. Excellent. Nice little bit of detail. Alrighty, let me make this ring a touch smaller and then extrude a couple of loops here to kind of add a little bit of interesting detail. There we go. Just make it look a little more intentional. That looks nice. I'll do crease and a couple divides. Beautiful. And now I want it to look like the fabric is like wrapped around the sides of the ring. And I don't think just squishing this over is really going to sell that effect. I think I need to do a small extract on the actual ring itself to kind of sell that effect. It's a small detail, but I think it's going to be worth it. So I'm just going to click and drag with my curved tube brush. split mask points. Let's make it the same white as the shirt and then inflate it. So now that I have these little pieces here, I'm going to Dynamesh them and then subdivide a few times. And then I'm going to put some really dense fabric folds just on this. There we go. Yeah, I think that's really going to help this read well. A little bit of interest. Okay. Subdivide a few times so I have more resolution to actually add these fabric folds to. And then I'm just going to go back and forth, adding and removing material with my standard brush. Perfect. Inflate the whole thing, just a touch. And there we go. The top is finished. At some point, I apparently yeeted my entire subtool menu, so to bring it back, I'll click on Tool, and then this little grabby thing right there, and I'll put it back. As I work on this model, since I'm getting it pose ready, I'm also going to be decimating, which essentially just means lowering the poly count of each subtool. You don't want to pose millions of points. Why? Well, it pretty much just, in a nutshell, it just makes your program really slow, and it does not make Character Creator 4 very happy. Is Empress here? Hello, hello! Well, we already did your birthday wish, so sorry you missed it. No, I'm obviously just joking entirely. Happy birthday! Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday, and I'm very excited to be part of your mentorship journey. So yes. I'm not going to sing to you, but all of the good vibes, of course, of course. Oh, cute. All the confetti in the chat. You guys are cute as heck. Empress, you're very loved. Alrighty. Just continuing working on the shirt here and getting everything merged down. I am happy that this little fabric detail was worth the effort. All right, I think I'm gonna shape the top a little bit more, just to give a little more interest. See that before and that after? I know it just looks like I'm making it more revealing, but what I'm actually doing is creating a more interesting shape. All right, I think I'm gonna, there we go. That's also a more interesting shape. You can't see a lot of that because of her hair, but you get the idea. And then I think it also looked better if this ring was a little higher on her chest. I'll do the same thing to adjust the rest of the top here. There we go. It's a much better fit. Sater says, yeah, it's all good. That's what you hired me for. Trust me, you do not want me to sing. I'll keep that in mind. I think we do need a voice memo in Discord of you singing, since you're going to draw attention to it. Alrighty. The next thing I think is adding some detail to these belts. I just put this little extra ring in the middle, just to have something interesting for when it's painted. Sometimes it really doesn't have to be very complicated. Just making some effort of texture goes a long, long way. Monkey is also here, our second birthday. Y'all both missed the birthday intro. That's okay. You still get birthday confetti. Very, very happy birthday to Monkey as well. Many of you guys asked me, so I can select the tool and Dynamesh just that. Subtool, yes. A tool is up here, and that contains all of your subtools. That makes sense? There's a ZBrush project file that has tools. This is a tool, that's a tool. And each tool has subtools, which is this menu underneath. You cannot Dynamesh an entire tool at once. That would probably crash your program. But you can Dynamesh individual pieces. Yes. Ember says, y'all are too kind. Kind of feels like I found a place here. Absolutely. I think so too. We're happy to have you here. Medhang Monkey says, teeth, thanks. You're very welcome. Mayboy says, wrong term. Sorry about that. No, it's a good question. Amazing. All right, I would like to add, I need to add the main pieces to this model before I get too crazy with the belts and whatnot. She's gonna have like a fishnet, literal fishnet, not like fishnet stockings on her hip. So I need to get to that. Autocorrect changed, yeah, to teeth. I thought it was funny, so I read it anyway. Anybody says, I'll get them straight eventually. You will, it just takes a bit. To be fair, I don't think it's the most intuitive anyhow, so don't worry. You've already learned a ton. Everyone knows I love to give you a hard time, but I am very proud of you, Mini Blaze. You're putting in a lot of really good work. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is get something interesting going on with these bracers. I like the shape already quite a lot. But the next thing they need is like that tertiary detail. So something that makes them look like they're covered in barnacles. I'm also gonna extrude these poly loops more right here on the edge here. So that way when I divide, it'll round them off nicely. If you're thinking, Mia, why don't you just crease them? Sometimes I like the rounded off look, so I'll just kind of lean into it and extrude a more dramatic poly loop and then let it round off naturally. Monkey says, yeah, I'm on mobile. I don't feel like moving. You don't have to. It's your birthday. I think something that would be cool for this is if I use a noise modifier. But before I do that, I think it needs a bit like a center line or something. Something kind of like that to make him a little more interesting to look at. Yes. So I'm just going to hide each piece and then go through with my damn standard brush and kind of raise a center. It might result in a lot of clipping issues, but I can just deal with that later. Like right now. Bam. And then maybe even a clay polish. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's more interesting. And as far as the edge goes, because that's kind of lumpy looking, I can just go ahead and scoot them over, just like that. And I can even use my damn sander brush to put a bit of a harsher edge on it. This is interesting because it's a hard surface that doesn't need to be like modeled. If you're wondering the difference between modeling and sculpting, essentially modeling is when you use like tools like the ZBottler brush and like move individual vertices. Like you usually have like the wireframe turned on like this. Versus sculpting is a lot more like working with clay. So right now I am sculpting a hard surface, which is kind of funny. Usually you'd model it, but there's lots of ways to get something done. All right, it's looking a little inflated, and I don't love that. I like this one on the left here better, which I think is where I originally started. And that's okay. That's exactly why we kind of play with shapes and see what you like. In this case, simple was better. It's so important not to get like too attached to your work, especially when you're not copying something exactly, but you're like designing the character. Does that make sense? Obviously don't do a ton of work and get in the habit of just destroying it all the time. But at the same time, like don't fall in love with every single brushstroke you make. So I'm just kind of fiddling with these a little bit. Even though I say no fiddling. Sometimes I need a good fiddle break. Okay, fiddle break over. Let's go ahead and crease, subdivide these, and throw on a noise modifier. Wow, that crease brush did a really bad job, didn't it? That's okay, I can actually fix that. So I don't like this line it put right here. So instead of, I like everything else it did. So I'll just go ahead and remove these ones by holding down Alt, which is Option on a Mac. Perfect. So now I subdivide. It mostly acts the way I wanted to. Okay, it would have been faster just to do it by hand. That's a-okay. It happens. All right, now I'm gonna play with some noise modifiers by going into Lightbox and clicking Noise. overlapping oyster shells. I think that would be really cool. But in this one, I already have a reference that the requester drew, so I'm working from that. Also, oysters are gross. Monkey says you could make the center of the belt a sand dollar. That would be very cute. I might do that when I get there. All right, let's play with some different textures here. I want something kind of bumpy. Obviously, this doesn't look good yet. Don't panic. This is kind of what noise modifiers look like to start. Just pick one that you think you like, and then you can go to Surface and Edit to actually get some stuff done. All right, I'm gonna zoom on in and adjust my noise scale so it doesn't look like a disaster. See, when it's just scaled up or scaled down, it can look bad, but there's always a sweet spot. There we go. And then, let's see. I'm just wanting like a rough texture throughout. If this specific one doesn't work, that's a-okay. I can try a different one. Maybe something more like this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with just like a smaller texture. Little bumps. Which, in that case, I really could just sculpt myself. Water toad. Fun fact from Mia. Oysters are gross. Yes. Sushi's great. Big fan of octopus. Anything calamari. Delicious. Yum. No problems. But oysters are gross. I'd rather line at oysters. I'm like, oh, they're an aphrodisiac. I'm like, great. More for you. Yeah, my monkey is like, who is that guy looking at a rock growing in pluff mud? And was like, I'm gonna eat that. Right? I absolutely agree. Ooh, this could be an interesting texture, maybe. Am I exploring or am I fiddling? I don't know. That can be a hard distinction to make. Here we go, that's the texture I want. I'm pretty sure if I mess with this, yeah, I'm gonna find what I want. So a reminder with noise modifiers, if you don't increase your resolution, when you click apply, it's just gonna look, oh, it's weird. Anyway, it's going to look super low res, like that. Like it's not even gonna show up the texture. So just make sure you have enough resolution to make something happen. Why is it inflating it that much? Honestly, it does do that sometimes, which is fine. I am surprised to the extent that's inflating the entire model. Wow, look at that absolute poof going on. Why? Okay. Something else I can do is I can mask by the noise modifier and then kind of make it a manual effect. Sater says, Mia, what about if they're fried? Or oyster Rockefeller? Most people hate oysters because of their texture. No, it's just the general stinkiness. The texture I don't think I would care that much because like I like octopus. And just like sushi's great, no problem. Oysters do look exceptionally slimy though, I'm not sure. Alright, so I can click mask by noise and then do kind of like a reverse inflate, a deflate if you will. And there we go, got a little bit of texture on these. Excellent. I'm gonna zoom in here and make sure I'm not getting too many weird artifacts. I could also just do a Dynamesh and polish to make sure I'm not gonna have any problems later on. I'm gonna go ahead and just mask one of these and deal with that. There we go. All right, Dynamesh and without polish. I find polish is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it over polishes. And now let's reduce that poly count. Sater says, I also hated them before I had them at a ridiculously overpriced wedding. I still wouldn't seek them out, but I won't say I hate them anymore. A ridiculously overpriced wedding sounds like fun if you don't have to pay for it. That is a thing though, huh? You probably had to contribute. It's like, I'm very glad that you're in love, but I don't want to pay for your love. Thank you. Just a little bit textured. I'll use that same material on these bracers as well. Alrighty, let's make this little underside. I'm gonna go close holes. And I'm probably just gonna extrude a bunch of poly loops like this, just like stripes all the way down. Because this is more of a simple under texture. No need to get crazy. There we go, how's that gonna look? Yeah, just a little something. Yeah, I think that's pretty effective. It's already really low poly, so I don't need to change it. My favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and merge these down with the plates on top. And I'm gonna name this entire one left bracer. Do the same thing, duplicate mirror, right bracer. It's really important in Character Creator 4 that you don't have like these two pieces, that they were merged down. You're gonna have problems when they pose. You need to have it so that this is an individual asset so it can merge or like bind to the correct bone. Does that make sense? Ella's here. Hello, hello, welcome in. Hello, says Mia, are the peasants all invited to the wedding and the tavern after party? Oh, mine? When I have it one day? Who knows, maybe. On a real note, Ricky and I are probably getting officially married this upcoming week, May 14th. So I'll keep you guys posted. Ella, did you know that it is Monkey's birthday today and Empress Tiramisu? Ooh, some scallops. These sound good. All right, let's go ahead and duplicate these. And I think I can do a fancy little mirror and weld action to prevent me from having to detail these and do them again. I'm quite confident I can get this to work. It doesn't look half bad as is. All right, so mirror and weld across the Z. Ooh, that kind of looks like nothing, doesn't it? I think wrong axis, methinks. Let's do a local. There we go. Let's go ahead and flip him. And let's kind of play with some shapes here. I'm gonna merge, put this in the center of my scene so it's a little easier to control. There we go. I want a shape more like that. Much more interesting. And then now I can go ahead and kind of flare these out, make them look more like a leg bracer. That's the shape I wanted. Heck yeah. Always be on the lookout for that, guys. Like when you make something and you're like, oh look, this other thing I made looks somewhat similar. When you detail it, don't re-detail it from scratch. Just go make that shape again. Usually a little mirror and weld action gets you pretty far. There we are. Go ahead and jump in transparency and make sure this is all fitting nicely. All right, probably another 30 minutes or so of work on this and we'll have the skirt detailed, the weapon made, and what else needs to be done? Ooh, parts of the hat. And then this will be all ready to be posed. And then we're on to the next model today. I got quite the queue to go through. I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of like a rapid fire day. Perfect. I'm listening to the most like chill, whimsical fantasy playlist right now. I don't know if you guys can see it synced to my Spotify. No, it just says I'm streaming right here. It is like the best playlist. I am just absolutely vibing over here. It's similar to what I'm playing on stream right now, but like with more violin and piano. Fun fact, I'm quite good at piano, but I'm terrible at violin. Absolutely terrible. I try to not be terrible at it. But some things, you know, you're just untalented at, and that's okay. That was my thing, for sure. All right, let's run a light inflate over this, just to make sure it doesn't cause me any problems later on. Very good. All right, time to split into two different pieces. We'll just call this leg B1 and leg B2. Doesn't matter if they're smart names as long as they're different. Ricky cries in the distance, not knowing what anything is because I name it leg. Paint says, Mia, when they look at Discord, what'd you do in Discord? Why? Because there's a top? Oh, what are we shy around here? Please, you peasants, no. Meditating Monkey says, someone bring me a coffee. I like that energy. I feel that. All right, it's time to get some more aspects of this character put together. So what's really cute is that her shield is the wheel to a ship. So that's gonna be kind of like pinned to her forearm right here. Just like that. You know, I might as well go ahead and just merge that down now, and then Ricky can kind of play with that when they pose. Perfect. If I do that, I might as well throw a couple straps just to make it all look nice. Kurt Brush is like, you want a nice little strap? How about disaster? I'm like, okay, that's fine. All right, let's put in a couple edge loops. Extrude, extrude. And I can just pull that straight up. We're not quite long enough to fit over here, but that's fine. I'll just grab my move brush and we're gonna make it happen. Sometimes details don't have to be super fancy. They just have to exist. Does that make sense? Paint says, Mia, now that I'm learning ZBrush, it's amazing to see the level of proficiency you have with this program, but also seeing the hiccups you have. What hiccups? What do you mean? This is a flawless process. Thank you very much. Let's go back to the proficient part. There we go. And if I want to be really extra with it, I can go ahead and throw on a couple belt buckles too. A more is more approach, my favorite approach. Perfect. And just like before, get all this merged down. Excellent. I think if I can fit in this fishing hook, that'd be pretty cool. Just adding something to her belt, be a nice little detail. Excellent. Yeah, that fit in a lot nicer and a lot easier than expected. We do need a little bit of poly paint just to kind of make it look separate. There we go. And then she's gonna have a staff with a conch shell on top of it. So let's go ahead and move that over and start designing that staff. I'm probably gonna cover this with those little barnacles as well, really make it look aquatic and nice. Let's go ahead and bring in my seashell brush. Perfect. Hey, Micah's here. Beautiful, beautiful. This is the request, and it's wonderful, like always. Micah says, I am so late, but at least I made it. Was tired enough to have a nap after getting home from work. Oh, goodness. It's okay. I started late today, too. I usually start at noon. I didn't start until like 12:30, so don't you worry. Also, Micah, this might be one of my favorite characters that you've requested. It has been it's just such a really solid, strong design. There's not a whole lot of changing or iterating I have to do at all. It's just ready to go right out of the box, so to speak. Right out of the concept. I'm probably gonna make the top of this look more like, almost like a bouquet of shells. Excuse me. Maybe like a starfish to hold it on. I think that'd be kind of cool. Let's go with a nice reddish orange for the starfish. Yes. Also, you guys are turning me into one of you. Now whenever I do busy work, I have like streamers I regularly watch, which is crazy because like I never watched any live streams until I started doing it. I totally get the appeal. It's quite a vibe. Is that too meta? Is that fourth wall breaking? Micah says, good to hear that. I had a lot of fun coming up with her and the others too. Gonna rewind, listen at speed to catch up, but looking awesome so far. Oh, good, good. Micah says, completely awesome addition to have multiple things at the top instead of just the conch shell. I'm telling you, you get a really strong design. It's easy to like embellish on top of it because it's just so strong. All of the meat and potatoes of the meal, so to speak, are finished, which is my favorite kind of design to work from. Every now I get requests where I'm just like, oh my gosh, this sounds good on paper, but to make this work, it's gonna be so much work. This was not one of those. I'm like, oh yeah, she's like pirate, beach, babe, construct. Like it just works. It's so cool. Aloha says, yeah, watching a live stream feels like tuning into a show except all your friends and like-minded people come in and chill. It really does. It's really nice. I guess the closest thing I did to that was in college. I would always watch like Lo-Fi Girl, though the chat was just like a disaster. There's no like wholesome community there. It's just like nonsense chat. But I just liked seeing that there was, I don't know. Yeah, I guess like that vibe or interaction of any sort, even though I never chatted. Yeah, it was just nice. Paint says this character is really cool, and I love the use of nautical items too. Me too. The, what do I keep forgetting what this is called? A wheel. Ship wheel. That's all it's called. Anyway, being used as a shield is perfect. Alright, I really don't want to like have to individually pose each starfish legs. I'm gonna see if I can get away with a bend arc. That would be really nice. There we go. See? Before, after. Some grab action. Perfect. And then I can just make it a little bit smaller to fit. And then any last minute touches, I can just use my new Move Topological brush. Gosh, take a shot every time I say move topological. My goodness. I feel like that brush I say like 10 times during every stream. What can I say? It's a very useful brush. I love this. Again, I'm listening to a really cool playlist today. This is an orchestral version of Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. It is so good. It's a really sappy song, so it's very well suited to this dramatic orchestral arrangement. Ricky knew this entire song on guitar at one point. Probably still knows quite a bit of it. Alright, we now have a starfish smooshed. Let's make it a little bigger, just so we can see more of the starfish. Maybe not. Yeah, that fits better as it is. Okay, more seashells. I kind of have an idea of there being a little like collar right here. You'll see what I mean once I do it. I need even more color. This might be one of the most colorful models I've ever designed. That's the first thing Ella said when she got here too. She's like, oh my gosh, the color scheme. I agree. All right, I'm gonna just flip over to the top here. And we're gonna just make, where is the symmetry point here? Why are you being weird? Go over there. That's 3D Gizmo mocking my authority. When you click on this little dot, it's supposed to center itself, but it's not. I'm assuming there's another mesh somewhere, so I'll just click delete hidden, try again. Haha, see? I've played this game before. See, paint? I don't know what you're talking about. Smooth sailing, all the time. Toad says, Mia, what is the difference between move and move topological? Ha! I'm glad you asked. I will do a demo. So behold, hair. We have lots of little hair strands, right? If I use move, it does this. If I use move topological, it grabs individual strands within that subtool. Very nifty, huh? Definitely one of those brushes where like when you see it in action, it makes much more sense than trying to describe it. Mayblade says, my only concern, I'm gonna stop you right there. There's no way that's your only concern about this model. I know you. That's one of your many concerns. All right, we're gonna go ahead and keep kind of spinning this out almost like a flower shape. I think this is gonna look really pretty. Yep, awesome. Just gonna kind of fit it on there. And then I kind of play with where this is gonna fit. Maybe I'll do a couple of them. Maybe I'll have it like right here, touch smaller. There we go. I'm just laughing at the conversation between Micah and Paint. Yeah, I was gonna say that to you, Micah, but I was like, I get the point. All right, I like this, but I do think it'd look better if maybe they were more inset, like more like this. It's all about silhouette. Yeah, more like this. Gotta do a mirror and weld. That would save me some time. I don't want it to be, there, dude, I don't want that. Let's do a local symmetry. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's a shape I did not really intend for, but now that I see it, I kind of like it. That happens all the time on stream. Just happy little accidents. I'm still gonna undo it though, because I think I can have a happier accident. Yes. Very cool. Scoot it over just a touch. And then trim the bottom. I'm also going to come through with my gizmo and do a nice taper. There we go. That's a cool shape. All right, I'm happy with that. Perfect. It's going to be a bit asymmetrical, which is my favorite. It really does look like a shell bouquet. All right, let's see if I can get some more use out of this. So it took some time to play around, make an interesting shape. Ooh, that's cool. So that's one thing I struggled with a lot when I was first learning ZBrush. All these little happy accidents you guys are seeing design-wise, I mean, I'm mostly doing them on purpose, but in the beginning I really could not repeat stuff. I would just do it once and be like, that's nice. Never gonna be able to make that again. I'm gonna make this staff kind of the same color as her, because I imagine it'd be like made of like the same wood as the ship that she's from. I think that'd be neat. Yeah, I like that. Aloha says, I was a happy accident. Same. Sater says, I was not. Womp womp. Can't tell if you mean you weren't an accident or you weren't happy. Just a sad accident. Oh my god, it's okay. I can bully my mods. Micah said, just saw the texturing on the bracers. Absolutely fantastic. Looks like a lot of wear and tear on them. You're my favorite. You were just great. All right, we're gonna call this staff. Oh, and then I forgot about all these little barnacles. Okay. I think I'm gonna make this into an insert mesh brush. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me get this all squared off. Something like that. And I'm turning off perspective to make sure it's actually flat. When you have perspective turned on, you're gonna have a little bit of like focal shift or distortion. Slater says, oh, how fickle a mistress she be. Wednesday, Yoni was her favorite. Today, he hath been replaced. He hath not be here. This is true. Alrighty, so this is how you make a insert mesh brush. You pick a mesh, you get it oriented the way it needs to be. I can't remember if it's supposed to be like this or like this. We're honestly gonna find out. I think it's supposed to be like this. Anyway, click B for brush palette and then create insert mesh. Click on new, otherwise it will just stick itself to whatever brush you have currently selected. You don't want that. And it should appear right here at the bottom of your brush palette by clicking B. And now I click and drag, there you go, look. Barnacles on barnacles. We're barnacle rich. I'm gonna go ahead and come in here and go to my depth and lower this a little bit. So when I click and drag, the barnacle is actually embedded. Not that far. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little bit of trial and error. There we go. Perfect. And that is how you do that. Now let me go back to this staff and it's barnacle time. All right, I'm gonna split mask points because we're gonna put a million of these things on here. They can't be too big, otherwise they're gonna like hang off the sides and not look great. So I'm gonna limit it to kind of like, what is it, the diameter of the barnacle. It's mostly just for a little bit of texture here and there. them to be clustered as well. All right, we've been barnacled. Very nice. Probably gonna add some of these to the bracers as well, asymmetrically though. It didn't even show up. Where are you? Ah, I'm on the wrong thing. That explains a lot. Here we go. We're gonna pick a paler color so it actually stands out. There we go. That's really gonna make these look cool. Oh, heck yeah. Barnacles. Maybe a couple on her face, just like a little bit. I don't want them to look like giant pimples. Just single says, then Ricky is her second favorite chatter. Grandma is third. Don't make me pick between my husband and my grandma. Aloha is the favorite by default. They are the tab of God. Have I told you guys how much fun you are recently? Because you're pretty fun. Don't let it go to your head. You're still peasants. I can't remember what I was saying to my husband this morning, but he was doing something like, oh, he was getting lunch all prepped, and he found this really yummy dry rub that he does for pork chops. It's like brown sugar and goodness. Anyway, I was just like, you know what, honey, like, thank you so much for doing that, so I don't have to like take care of lunch, like you're just on it. And he's so funny. He's like, I am the best. I'm like, all right, there's your compliment for the week. All right. I think it'd be cool if her hair was a little bit messier. Just a couple strands in her face. Got a hint that there's a widow's peak. You guys know I love that. There we go. And then I'd like if her hair was like really wavy, almost kind of weightless looking. I just think that'd be neat. I just think it's neat. So it's only day 2 of having official moderators in my chat. I'm telling you guys, I'm already like feeling the difference. So you guys probably notice, like, it's not like I'm not like low energy. I'm just a bit quieter today. You know, I'm kind of like in the zone. I got stuff to get done, so I'm focused. This is the kind of stream that would normally like really wear me out because it's hard to be like super active in the chat or just like, I don't know, paying attention to everything y'all say while also like narrating what I'm doing, answering questions. I don't know. It really feels like I can just cook. I can just focus if I need to. It's very nice. It's very appreciated. Also, y'all don't never have to worry. If I seem really quiet, like, oh no, is Mia secretly sad? I will just tell you. I will straight up just be like, sad today. All right, moving on. I'm very, very dry. My husband can attest. I'll just wake up some days and be like, sad day. Oh well. Sometimes, I swear, if it's few and far in between and not mental health issues being the core, I don't mind a good sad day every now and then. It's like a little mental reset. I like this little gold ring I use for her top, and I think it's actually going to work really nicely for her hat. Ooh, Ooh, this might even be cute, just like has some details in her hair too, like little rings tied up. Maybe I'm not being the most efficient today, but man, am I having fun. Hey, Ricky's here. I am the best. Yes, you are, honey. Oh, Mike had mentioned about barnacles that Mia, she has some on her jaw and her left arm in the design. I'm completely fine with them being elsewhere, but yes, they are supposed to be some on her body in addition to the armor. Thank you, that's good to know. Sailor says, Mia, as husbands, you'll never be able to give us a better compliment than you do by sharing your lives with us. Oh, that's just about Sappy's Ricky. Beautiful. That's really sweet. And yeah, Ricky has a bunch of videos planned as far as like FDM goodness and how to get the best FDM minis. In fact, he's thinking about designing a whole Kickstarter around it. Elo said, hey, having a healthy, sad day every now and then is important for mental health, right? Like a sit in the warm rain kind of day, you know? Oh, I can't forget about this shark jaw thing we need to do, which is going to be really cool. Perfect. And yeah, kind of like what I noted earlier, I really like these little rings. I don't know how I'm going to incorporate them, but I want more of them. Gonna make it a little shorter, a little more inflated. And let's see if I can make an interesting little pattern here. Might keep it, might not. I'm gonna twist it kind of like the way I would chainmail. Again, I'm just playing with shapes right now. I might not end up keeping any of this. All right, this needs to be flat first and foremost, and then let's do a mirror and weld across the Z-axis. There we go. So it's actually a material, the fabric bits are wrapped all the way around. And then maybe even on the X. Very good. Yes, shark jaw mantle. That's gonna be awesome. Again, I'm not even sure what I'm making right now. I just think I could do something cool right here. Yeah, like what if those were tied together? Yeah, like this could be a really interesting, like, little something that can throw on her hip. Maybe on top of the fishnet I end up adding too. Yeah, I just like it. Just think it's neat. More. Kind of ended up looking like a fishnet, almost. Yeah, it really did. Nah, let's keep it just like a smaller embellishment though. What about a mirror weld across the Z-axis. Yeah, something kind of like that. They just look like some sort of like ocean-y trinkets. Something you'd find on a ship. Like a nautical chainmail. Yeah, I really like that. It adds a little bit of density. Aloha. More! You sound like Ella. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and add this fishnet. Just put a nice little bend arc. Before I go too crazy with those little embellishments I was doing, we need to make sure all the main elements are actually here. There we go, that's gonna look really nice. And yes, this is a request from Micah. If it's a construct, 50-50. It's probably from Micah. I think because of you, Micah, I have more people requesting constructs. But in the beginning, if it was a construct, it was definitely your request. I didn't have anybody requesting them. And to be fair, it really wasn't a kind of style or model I did very often, so I'm glad that you trusted me with it. All right, I don't like that it's hemmed, if that makes sense, so we're gonna kind of mess this up and make it look a little more tattered. And because of the way I constructed this, it's really easy to do so. All right, we're gonna grab this and just go ahead and delete a section of it, just like that. Which means that this section would not exist anymore, and I can make kind of like a nice little asymmetrical, there we go, moment going on. I like it. I don't like that it ends at the exact same height as the piece underneath, so I'm probably gonna make that the same blue as the skirt underneath it, because it's gonna serve as kind of like 3D print backing, if that makes sense. That way this net doesn't have any problems printing, and it won't as is even, but just so there's no gaps or issues. I know what it is with these rings I like. It makes her look kind of like belly dancer-esque. Hey, Royce is here. Hey, welcome back, Royce. Just got here. I hit like. Oh yes, as you walk into the tavern, please hit the like button. Micah says, you had a few, but with the barred ceramic construct with fans and the, I forgot to say that, but yes, monk with a giant paintbrush the month after. That's right, that's right. All right, let's go ahead and bulk up these fabric folds just a touch. I'll probably wait to add any barnacles to her body until we have her pose, so I can actually see what's going to end up being visible on a mini. I don't want to like hide them somewhere and then she like turns her head and it looks odd, you know? Let's add a little bit of weathering to this. Just a touch. I don't want to get too heavy-handed with it to where it doesn't read well. There we go. That's nice. And I can actually use this to add kind of like a tertiary level of detail to the top and the hat while I'm at it. She's been through a lot. Speaking of, if you guys want to make your own Patreon request and have me sculpt it live on stream, the code below is the cheapest you're ever going to be able to do it. $10. Hard to beat. There's a link to that in the description as well. And if you're like, oh no, I'm not creative, never fear. With that $10, you also get access to every model I've pretty much ever made. This month, we're officially going to pass 1,000, which is really exciting. All right, looking pretty good. The last main element I think I'm missing is that shark jaw mantle. Hello, says Mia. Important new suggestion in the construct reference chat. Ah, yes, I do not want to miss anything. What is sus? Oh boy. One second. Grapes do have a weird shape sometimes. It's true. Alright, what is from today? Here we are. Weird barnacles. Christ. I'm afraid to read this on chat, so I'm gonna scroll it up so no one else has to see it. I can read it. Do they really? If you guys want a fun fact that's not PG, you can go to Discord. I did not know that. That was about my reaction, Loa. Well, we learned something about Reaper today. Where's the suggestion? This is not a suggestion. Bad peasant. That wasn't a suggestion. You tricked me. But it was funny. Oh yeah, today is my 15th day of streaming, I think. Is it 16? And that is not my, it is my 15th day. I think my record was 16. When my own mods derailed the stream. Good job. I did pick you guys for a reason, and there was many reasons. Was this one of them? Perhaps. Reaper, suffer with me. Oh my goodness. No, it is not going to be implemented. That's my favorite kind of dumb fun fact, because the odds of someone trying to fact check you are virtually zero. So it's even funnier if it wasn't true, because now we're all going to think that forever. All right, I'd say we've made a ton of great progress here. On the left is where we started. Not nearly as many details and very barnacle-less. Which maybe that's a good thing. All right. Work in progress, pirate construct. Here we are. You know, I might have a shark jaw somewhere. Or I can just make one. If I just type in shark, I know I've sculpted quite a few, but not just of the jaw by itself for obvious reasons. What is this? Oh, I forgot about this. I made a shark folk crew member. He's so goofy. I love this guy. Oh my goodness. That was all part of my Pirates collection. Okay. I want to say I have this in my asset library for some reason, which is odd because if it's in my asset library, that means that I used it for a previous character. So I should know what it's from, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think so. Not a problem. Let's go ahead and make it. I got plenty in references. Alright, so for this shark jaw mantle, we're just going to come in with a ring 3D. This is one of the default primitive shapes. We're going to go with kind of more of a yellowy color, just so it kind of contrasts the model better. And then we're also going to ZBrush, so it's as low poly as possible. It just makes it easier to construct. I'm also going to fix the color scheme on the skirt really quick. Boop, boop, boop. Whenever you ZBrush, if you are from an old version of ZBrush, you cannot keep your poly paint, so that is why. Alrighty, time to make a shark jaw. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on symmetry and then split this into 2 pieces. I'm not doing this from memory, I am looking at a reference. The shape is going to be more like this by the time that I'm finished. That's also why I want it as 2 separate pieces, so it's easier for me to adjust. Empress says, wait, is that how you lower subdivisions? ZBrush? No. You go back and forth between subdiv with Shift D or the D on your keyboard, or you can go to geometry, and then right here where it says, let me scroll down, or not. My face is in the way. Where it says divide, you'll get a little button that pops up here. Why is it being a menace? Why are you acting like you've never done this correctly in your life? Oh, it's because I have a mask on. Okay. Anyway, see how this pops up? You have lower res and high res. So the hotkeys are D and Shift D. You can lower the resolution of a mesh by using ZBrush in half, but that's not like the way that you do it. Don't worry. Your first assignment is just how to use the UI, so you were way ahead of yourself. Don't you worry. Ella says, my sister has a super cool shark jaw tattoo. That does not surprise me, because your sister's like a super cool sailor. Why wouldn't you change color? There you go. Alright, so time to make the actual jaw shape. I'm using move and back face mask. I'm making a big, cool jawbone here. Excellent. Some of my favorite parts about my job is I never really know what a niche thing I'll be creating that day. See, that's about the right shape. And then this has more of like kind of like a back flange where it all fits together. All right. It'd be cool to make a construct band pack. That would be cool. It's a bunch of bards. Time for teeth. All right, kind of teeth. So the whole appeal with sharks, why they're so cool, is that there's going to be tons of teeth in like a couple different rows. It's really important that these teeth are going to be inset into the model a little bit, so I don't have to go through and move every single tooth down. So let me make sure that these are inset a bit. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and just start adding in. I'm going to just throw in like a bunch of teeth to start, and then if it looks bad, I'll do it again, but more carefully. But for now, let's just figure out how this is even going to look. Oh yeah, that already looks pretty darn cool. And I can come through with auto groups and remove any teeth that aren't serving their teeth purpose. Yeah, pretty cool. Bryce says, awesome model. I'd like to see rings on fingers and anklets some sorts, but I think that'd be too much detail. Just my imagination running wild. Not enough detail. No, I love that. I think some rings would be really fitting. Micah, the requester, is actually here. Micah, what do you think about some rings? I feel like that'd be awesome. I think the anklet wouldn't end up showing because we have these big old bracers. But I love jewelry on models. And it would totally show up too, honestly. And a lot of people print my models larger too. So at this scale, you would definitely see it. At this little scale, it'd be more of like a small detail that you know it's there, so it makes you happy. But on a bigger scale, even just slightly, oh, you would totally see that. Think of it this way. If you can see like their little like eyelash bar and their eyebrows, you can definitely see some rings. RV says, Mia, this looks good so far. Thank you, thank you. Sater says, Mia, the reference has become cursed. Abandoned ship. Oh, I know, I did. I left you guys alone a while ago. I was like, bad peasants. All right, the shark jaw is coming out really nice. Aloha says, Mia, actual important Discord information for stream. I don't trust you. You burned me once. RV Gaming says, Mia, I have a business question, so here okay, or drop you a message on Discord. You can absolutely ask me here. Not only are you a mentorship student, you're also a legendary supporter on my YouTube channel, so like, if you're happy with that advice being public, I'm happy with being public because you're paying for it. Then it'd be a blessing for all the peasants. More teeth. Hello says, Mia, no, it's good. Check Discord when you can. Okay. Get me mad. Some more cursed knowledge is the first thing I see. Raper says, who could have seen that coming? Yeah. All of this is spoiler tagged out. I know. Bad peasant. Someone put Aloha in timeout. My own mod banned. Rip. How the mighty have fallen. Oh, they say, wait, no, the notification, not that chat. Gotcha. Oh, here we go. Mia, got my legendary tier sub and priority ticket. I buy the things. Oh my goodness, that was just so mean to you. I'm so excited to see what you requested. Seriously? Did you get the discount? Did you use the thing? Because you should have used the thing. I gotta jump in my email right now to see what you requested. You did. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't see the comment yet for the request, but like I'm so excited. Awesome, we're gonna get some like canon lore Aloha requests in here. That's gonna be awesome. Dude, I'm so pumped. Oh, that's so exciting. That deserves confetti. That's really funny that I looked at the cursed chat first. Oh no. Oh my god, I love everyone all caps. Not that chat. Don't look at that chat. Everybody welcome Aloha. Amazing, amazing. God, that was funny. Oh my goodness. Anyway, welcome to yet another Patreon Aloha. You were officially in all of the places. Amazing. Aloha says, yes, Monday stream will be one for the ages. Technically Tuesday, because someone just bought a prairie ticket today, so I'm working on a werewolf on Monday. But on Tuesday, yes. Absolutely. All right. That was hysterical. Wow. Chaos. Why can't this stream be this stream can't be anything but chaos. It's the way of things. Yes, Tuesday. Very soon. All right. RV has actual business happening. Questions. Well, that was business. But anyway, thank you, Aloha. I'm really, really excited. RB says, Mia, for the last 2 days, I've been thinking of launching my own Patreon page with 2 or 3 tiers. One for military tabletop, which I am good and have experience. Second will be fantasy figures. Interesting. How do you plan on pricing those? Do you think the quality we achieved on the first figure was worthy model to start with Fantasy World? Yes. Sure, we'll refine the figures a lot if I decide to do that. So, as far as the question is, you didn't ask a question. Someone gave you some information. If the question is, should you have 2 or 3 tiers? Sure. It really just depends what you're offering. I don't quite have enough information. If the question is also like, should you launch a Patreon page? Yes, absolutely. And your models are high quality enough, especially for anyone that is new or lurking, RB is asking about this lovely hunk. Oh yeah, he is sellable. He is amazing. I would be careful about having too many tiers where the focus is so different, because you have like your military figures are much different than fantasy. I wouldn't recommend two separate Patreons entirely, so perhaps a tier is a good way of going about that. It's a tricky one, and it depends if you're going to do monthly brand new releases or if you're going to do a backlog situation like what I offer, or even like a discount to your store. So it really just depends. Hey, we have someone new. We have a new peasant in the social hub. Ultramarine. Who this? Hello. Me being in the wrong chat. Goodness. Many Play says, can you prioritize a priority ticket? I just do them in the way that they come in. An unexpected comment from Many Blaze. He is a hunka hunka. I never thought you would say that. That is hilarious. All right, I think I'm mostly caught up here. I need some teeth on this lower jaw. So pretty much anytime you get to the center line in a model and you're detailing, just turn off symmetry. It is for the best. All right, we have a shark tooth jaw. We have a shark jaw. All right, I'm gonna merge down, and this is going to set on her shoulders. Let me review this. RB says, Mia, I'm not good at asking questions. I so get that. It is a skill you have to practice. It's like learning how to learn. It's easily overlooked. RB says, what I want to ask is, am I good enough to start one, and how should I price them? And how many models would be enough for the monthly release? To be just like my useless 8-ball in the chat, the answer lies within yourself. But I'm totally serious. I cannot answer those questions for you because I don't know what your personal life is like, how much time you can put into this, how much money you need to make. Is this an optional thing? Is this substituting current income that you have? What's a level that you can produce and not feel burned out? I really can't say. Those are all good questions that you should answer, though. They'll help you get to that question. But as far as drafting it from scratch, it cannot be done. Cannot be done. If it was that easy, I'd be a millionaire because I'd be able to have answers for everyone. But I would say in the beginning, Patreon is a slow burn. Just get it started, get it rolling. See if you even like posting on that platform. Maybe instead you should really develop at My Mini Factory store or Cults or even Creality Cloud in the beginning. I'd recommend doing all of them in conjunction, but there's only a certain amount of hours in the day. And there's a huge part of like branding. What's your logo going to be, right? I assume it looks like you already have one, but what do your renders look like? How stylistically consistent you want them to be? Do you want different renders for your military figures versus fantasy? There's just so many ways this can iterate very quickly. In the beginning, I would say don't even get into your fantasy models being sold. Start with a Patreon that's just your military minis focused, because it sounds like you only have one model for fantasy. And you're going to need more of a backlog to rely on to do consistent monthly releases. Slater says, RB, I think you're definitely good enough. I agree. Personally, from a consumer perspective, one model a month at the Troll Ogre quality would be worth up to $5 a month. I would say at the absolute maximum, just because the market's very competitive. It's tricky when you have the Mias and the Miguels and the Luth Studios and producing, like dozens of models in a month. Obviously, it doesn't mean that you have to, but if I'm pricing my stuff at $7, it makes it very difficult. You know what I mean? But your military figures have an absolute draw, and that is unique, and there's not that many on the market. But good question. Hey, Ricky. Yes, I would love a coffee.
Yeah, it's coffee time.
It is coffee time. Hey, it's here. Hello. Thought I'd pop in on my work break. Awesome. I saw that you bought a priority ticket. I'm super excited to start that on Monday. Sater said, agreed, hence up to. You're very specific and clear in your wording. I appreciate that. I do. No word is an accident with Seder. Each word has purpose. Micah is totally creating this like construct band in the background in the chat. I love it. All right. So it looks like in the reference, the shark mantle actually fits upside down. And truthfully, the shark jaw looks good either way. So let's get this kind of positioned here. I might make it more of a subtle thing versus the reference because her hair is so pretty and so epic. I don't want it to take away with what she has going on. If I want to make this work, I'm going to probably have to push these sections to the back, which is absolutely doable. So let's go ahead and give this its best chance of fitting together. There we go. And then this is why I constructed this so that the jaw is a separate piece. There we go. So you kind of tuck that. That'd be kind of cool if her hair kind of sits on top of it. The latest and greatest fashion accessory. Keeps your hair out of your face for all pirating adventures. You just need to slay a shark. It is coffee time. Aloha says, Mia, how do I post my ticket submission thingy? Oh, let me show you. Good question. So, you're on the Patreon. If you go to shop, so yeah, it's me. If you go to shop, this tab, there's your ticket. As far as where do you post a request, also a great question. That is going to be under home. The first thing is the daily free STL, but right under that right now is the May request form. So just post a comment right here. And then when you buy a priority ticket, I automatically apply it to your most recent request. If you have any more questions, let me know. Speaking of, it is $10 for the next hour or so, and this discount is going to go away. So if you want to also join Aloha and having access to all of my models plus a request, it's $10. But only for another hour, and then it's 50% more expensive. Reaper, you don't. Get lost in the void. Get wrecked. Aiden said, yeah, thought I'd pop in a priority ticket request too. Yep, that's why it's funny. Aloha's like, yep, money's gonna be great. I'm like, Tuesday, because Aiden's in front of you. Oh no, the Blackheart Island has taken another soul. Reaper was sent straight to Davy Jones' locker. The payout is better today, but the odds, it is riskier. Sorry. Guys, I fell in love with her top so much, and now I'm having a very difficult time getting this shark mantle to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pay more attention to Micah's reference because they have a cool silhouette going on here. So all I have to do is follow it. I also need to make this a lighter color so it stands out more. It's going to blend into the top. Boo. Oh, I forgot to... Boo. I forgot to save the shark mantle. Like the jaw before I started messing with it. Here we go. This is cool and should live in my asset library. I don't know when I'm going to need another one, but it was cool making it in the first place. All right, and that's actually good because that'll give me a little restart in fitting this to her again. First, let me go ahead and decimate this down. Yeah, it could be a smaller mantle for sure. You're right, Mini Blaze. It's just such a cool concept and trying to get it to all work together. Excellent. All right, we have shark jaw. And then I put this away in Z Organize under items. Then RB Gaming says, Mia, thank you. I will soon drop a message on Discord. Here, I can't have the full message to split into parts. Okay, you can put it in a DM, or if you want to be public, we'll talk about it. Thank you. On stream. You can put it under it here. Ask M3DM Mentorship. There's now a cute little emoji with a little hand up. Either works fine. But if you don't want to be public, it doesn't have to be. Gosh, my keyboard's all like crooked up in here. Shark. Ja. There we go. Why is paint reeing? Is it just that time? Oh, probably because it's coffee time. Indeed. Something tells me that Aloha is going to request either a Taver pet, like a really cute little dude, or it's going to be like an epic full-on dragon, like a counterpart to the Cherry Blossom Dragon. Nothing in between. It's going to be either absolutely huge and epic or a little dude. I guarantee it. Hey, Steamworks is back. What up, everyone? Yeah, welcome back. Aiden says, question, when you do submission requests, do you notify us when you work on them? I would love to watch the process on mine. Yes, I will send you a comment, but for now, I just tell you right now, it's gonna be Monday at noon, Eastern time. Satyr, I swear to God, do not put that energy out. Do not. Most of the stream has been me yelling at my own mods. I love that. All right, now that I have this saved, it is time to get this positioned. If I can't figure out how to fit this, I will just wait until she is posed, because honestly, the pose is going to be a huge part of how all this fits together. You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the shark jaw until she's posed. And we're coming up on 2 hours. I never moved at Towerkeeper's Craft. Whoops. I'm supposed to not leave doors open for 2.5 hours. I apologize. But today's kind of an unusual stream because we are doing stuff in sections. So, yes. God, paint is right. I am reflective today. If I'm not in the sun like every day, I pale out like instantaneously. Very pale. It's okay. All right. Satyr said, Mia, to be fair, you yelled at us before, but now we're just empowered to take your abuse. This is true. This is true. Aiden says, beautiful, because I'm off Monday and totally hopping in on stream. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yours is going to be awesome because, one, okay, let's be real. Wolves are so difficult to get correct, right? But you've already referenced wolves I've done before and that you liked. So I'm excited to kind of join, or not join, but like spin off the wolves I've already done, the werewolves, and make them even better. So you're going to see some questionable shapes. You're going to see some ugliness. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. The whole Tavern Keeper's Craft, like, that's what I call the main event of my streams usually. There's always an embarrassing stage. And since you're new, I'm just giving you that disclaimer in case you're like, oh my God, I paid for this. What is she doing to my boy? Don't worry. It's all part of the process. Because I don't think you've joined a stream yet where I've done a normal model from the beginning. Like, this lady did not look this nice from the beginning. There's always an embarrassing stage. But trust the process. I got you. Mia needs to get ready for Tuesday. Why am I afraid? Micah said, I used to be pale when I was younger, but walking a mile to and from work and in a room facing sun most of the day, I'm no longer pale. Yeah, I've gotten tanner before, but like it's just my default state. When I was younger, I had like all these like cute freckles and stuff because I don't know, I tanned better. I don't know. Steve Mark said, busy couple days at work. Unfortunately, I had no time to drop in. Not a worry. I stream every day, and I'm going to for a long time. So yeah. All right, let's get this ready for some posing. Okay. So I'm going to simplify a lot of these subtools pretty much into like their distinct pieces. So for now, where did this hair strand come from? I like it, but it's a little much. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Oh, I see. Okay, she just doesn't need all this hair. We're gonna just delete that hair. Oh no, now she's bald. Okay. See, this is like the embarrassing stuff I'm talking about, where it's like, one thing happens, it's like, oh no, now she's bald. It's okay, it's okay. Just needs a little shaping. See, I fix it. I fix it. We're good, we're fine. Beautiful hair. Not bald. All right, as I was saying, so to get this ready for 3D printing and pose prep, it's actually somewhat similar. I'm going to simplify a lot of these subtools and merge them down. Because currently I'm at 7.5 million points, which is really honestly unnecessary. So we're gonna start getting this all nice and simplified so Character Creator does not blow up. I know, bald. Empress, I feel like you haven't been talking much today, so like you coming back to just yell bald is spot on. Aiden said, I completely understand the process. I do a lot of 2D art myself and definitely know about that stage. Did you draw your own reference? Did you draw that? Because it's beautiful. Very, very interested. If you commissioned it, also props. Amazing as well. But now that you said that, I'm very curious if you drew the reference that you provided. And that also does. That's good to know that you're not going to freak out. Not that it would matter. You just leave the stream for 30 minutes, come back, and it would look 100 times better. But I've definitely had some people panic. It's quite sweet. Gosh, Aloha, what are you going to request? I'm gonna know because you have to post it. Empress says, yeah, sorry, I've been up and down making sure I am prepped. Yeah, no problem, no problem. How is your birthday going so far? I hope it's a good one. I feel honored to be part of it, honestly. I'm still just like absolutely tickled that you bought my mentorship for your birthday present. Like, that's awesome. Aloha says, Mia, don't be nervous. I've been cooking up the idea for a while. It's gonna be epic. I still don't know if it's a cute little dude epic or like an actual epic. It can go either way. Either way, I'm so excited. Oh, so excited. And especially Aloha, since you're also a mentorship student, this is gonna really dovetail into pretty much a huge like learning experience at the same time. You're gonna get quite to the bang for buck. All right, this is named staff. This is also named staff. Oh, that makes sense. Barnacles. Aiden said, okay, I didn't draw that ref, but I have all my previous ref sheets. I'll post one art show for your curiosity. Please do, please do. Curious if you already posted. Are you super fast? No, not yet. Okay, sounds good. Aloha says, we'll be there. Suit and tie. Beautiful. All right, is this too low poly? No, this is fine. Do I want these here or not? Let me see. We're going to have without and with. Yeah, they're kind of just really noisy. Like it's like, oh, more is more. No, I don't like them. Be gone. Whatever happens with the pose will add that interest back. As of now, trust me, I'm just busy. We can do better. All right, now let's go ahead and decimate these because the barnacles are weirdly high res. Aiden says, and posted. Would you mind me showing it on stream? I forgot to ask. Like, I don't, like, I'm going to put your art on blast in like the love, like love blast. Reaper said, guess who joined Legendary? Yes, Aloha did, and they're now a menace. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Or do you mean you? Are you Guess? Oh my god, it's you as well. Oh, I'm so excited. Am I gonna get 2 mod requests? Oh my god, that's amazing. That's amazing. Both of you guys. Heck yeah, get that discount. Seriously. I'm seriously so excited. What are you gonna request? Oh, I wanna know. It can't be what you're talking about in chat. I cannot do that. It is not my business. Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Oh, I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. That's gonna be the best. I mean, like, Reaper, like, guess who joined Legendary? I'm like, yeah, I know, Loa. Are you paying attention? And it's like, it's you. I'm so excited. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Oh, and we also have, Loa, wait, discount? It's on the screen. Look, it's below me. Limited time. I can get that sorted out for you later, don't worry. If you missed it, even though it's literally under my face. Here. Oh, Aloha. It's okay. I'll fix it. Aloha, just shocked face. You're funny. Oh, you're funny. Okay, I need to see Aiden's art. I'm very excited. This has just been an exciting stream, hasn't it? Even when I try to have chill vibes, you guys just, you bring the party. Okay, I'm very excited. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, this looks super clean still. I love it. So this is what we're making on Monday, by the way. This is who usurped your spot, Aloha. Heck yeah. I like the color scheme a lot. Awesome. Awesome. I am so excited to work on this on Monday. It's gonna kick ass. Thank you for sharing. You're very talented. Keep on working. Oh, I think the other... This isn't art that they made, but this is like the fancier version. Yeah, this is the board for that. The weapon is extremely cool. But also, yeah, this is like legit professional. You're also very good though. Keep practicing. That's awesome. We're aggressively art friendly around here, so whatever you draw anytime can just be a doodle. Share an art. We'll hype you up. It's what we do. Hype, hype, hype. Wolf Monk. Yep. I think it's actually a mage / like ranger, but it could totally be used as a monk. Same kind of vibes. Aloha should be called Aloha the Blind Tavern God. I was so excited to join. I forgot. That's A-okay. All right, let me go ahead and right here. RB says, thank you. I'm sorry for the late response. I was busy in drafting a message from Mia. I have to think about how to convey my point in a better way, as English is not my first language. It does not show. Wow, you were very, very well written, I guess. I haven't heard you speak. That's fantastic. It doesn't surprise me. I've noticed a lot of people, they're like, oh, English isn't my first language. And I'm like, you have better grammar than half the people I know. Ellis, that's Aloha One Eye. I love that. And then, are you okay with me reading that message publicly, RB? Sater said, Mia, excuse me, that message was for me. Okay, you're right. There was an @Sater, and I just kind of picked it up. Steamwork says, I get to sit down and sculpt in 15 minutes. You guys are making me jealous currently. Oh, we're excited. Whatever you work on, you should share in our Discord, and we'll love blast you. Reaper says, Mia, do you mind if I just send my request on Discord as I have a picture for you to reference from? Yes. Post it on the board still so I don't lose it. But yeah, send me the reference picture in the legendary request. That'd be awesome. I'm very excited for Tuesday, Aloha. I am. And don't worry, Aloha, at this point, you support me in so many places. I can just give you a discount code next month for mentorship. Because I know you're going to be a student. I know I can't get rid of you. So I can just give you a discount there and it'll all work out. Aiden said, yes, my friend Skull Beeson did my current rough sheet. I'll never stop shamelessly promoting them. They're amazing. Everyone should definitely check them out. Love that kind of energy. Heck yeah. You're welcome to blast about them, love blast, and self-promo if you want to just like straight up shill their work for them. That is absolutely encouraged. Empress says, Aloha scares me. I don't scare easily. Aloha says, yep, no, get rid of me now. And it's no worries. Sounds good. Though I am hurt because I've been talking about... This is how I know I don't advertise very aggressively or enough. Because it's on fire below my face. I feel like I've talked about it at least once every stream for the last week. Right? I'm not that bad at business, right? Stunks. RB says yes. Okay, sounds good. And yeah, thank you very much, RB. If I ever miss your message, just keep repeating yourself. I will see you. All right, let's talk about RB's requests. What they're talking about? Okay, let me read. Let me read. All right, it's business time. If you are also pending art business, pay attention. You can ask follow-up questions. All right. RB says, my goal isn't to make money from Patreon in the short term. I have stable commission income. Good. But I want to grow to the point where it can eventually replace commissions and give me more creative freedom. I have just made that transition myself. It's an amazing place to be. I hope I can help you reach that as well. How many models per month feels enough to hook and retain people at the $5 tier? This is kind of the same as on stream, but a better way to ask. Yeah, this is really clear. This is fantastic. So let's answer that. How many models per month feels enough to hook and retain at $5? I would say 5 models, which I'm like, oh, you can do the whole like it's $1 a model. I just think 5 models looks like a package. They don't even have to be completely different models. They could be different variants of each other, different weapon sets, different poses. You could even go that route as well. But I think 5 deliverables would be huge. And you can make it feel even more valuable by adding different decorative bases or perhaps even pre-supported versions or different scales. Like if you were to make a bust out of like this guy, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I would say 5 models or 5 just like deliverables. That makes sense. They don't have to be distinct models for $5. Is it better to underprice and over-deliver early or start setting and grow from there? I underpriced and over-delivered early, but I didn't know this was my full-time job. So would I do that differently? That's a great question. I would say start steady. Because you already have a stable commission income, you do not need to undersell yourself. Does that make sense? I would say, however, under-promise and over-deliver. Perhaps only offer like that you're going to do 4 models a month, but then actually consistently output 5. It's so important that whatever expectations that you set for your audience to be following you, you do reach it. And it's up to you to set them. Again, under-promise, but over-deliver. Does that make sense? In a way that is comfortable, but don't underprice yourself. Anything you'd watch out for in building a long-term Patreon versus quick income one? Pick a render style and for the love of God, stick to it. I have redone my render styles before and now that I have almost 1,000 models, it's an absolute nightmare to change anything. So I would spend a whole month dedicate to finding a way to aesthetically present your brand and your models and commit to it. You're gonna have to redo it at some point, maybe around the 100 model mark. It's just the way of things. But really put some thought into the color scheme and the branding that makes your models recognizable. Don't have like a gray render model on a gray background. You know what I mean? Would love to hear your thoughts if you have time, even a few pointers would help. Of course. And if you answer on stream, I'm cool with that. How funny would it be if he was like, don't put this on stream. I'd be like, I'm sorry. If anyone has follow-up questions, please let me know. Oh, hey, you're working on that helmet still. Cool, cool. Current sketch state, gonna thin up towards the touche. Gonna print the wolf in stainless. I'm loving all this wolf love. Wolves were my favorite animal for a very long time. And at some point, it became cats? I don't know what my favorite animal is. Maybe it is still wolves. You know, when you get older, 2 big things happen that are sad. 1, when you get like new shoes, no one asks how fast you can run in them. And 2, no one asks who my favorite animal is. Now I don't have answers to these questions. All right, Aiden has to go back to work. Bye. Alice says, I pinned. What does that mean? any other questions? I think we're all set. Empress says, remember, overprice and underdeliver. No. But yeah, all good stuff. And I know Ella is thinking about, or not thinking about, they've already decided, but they're preparing for their own Patreon launch too. So I hope some of that was helpful. Oh, Ella said, you said pending Patreon artist. That me. I penned. The way you talk never gets old. Aloha says, Mia, Ella called herself your Wario on stream. Thoughts? Oh my god, do not do that to yourself. Do not call yourself my Wario. That is the worst self-roast. Do not say that. Oh, Christ. Ella, you know how I feel about you not just treating yourself like the most special, prettiest princess. No, you are the best. You are your own Mario. RV says, Mia, thank you. Really appreciate the help. Of course, of course. I'm sure Ella said that and was like, that was funny, and like, that didn't feel great, but it was funny. Empress says, I watched some old Mia videos, and wow, short hair Mia was not on my list. Oh yeah, no, I had like no hair in high school too. Like that wasn't even as short as I went. I had like little, so I know one of y'all weirdos have my selfies still. Someone spawn, please, Mia lore. Or just search Mia lore, literally, in general. I think it'll just show up. I called it that, or did Aloha call it that? Mia lore. I can't spell lore. Oh my god, why can't I spell? Meep. I said, alright, that's enough Mia lore. That's gotta be correct. Let's jump. You guys are gonna find out that I can't use Discord. What the heck? There it is. Yeah, really short hair. Also, neon pink. This is Ricky and I from Formal. Side reference. So yeah, my hair is up now, so that's not helpful. But that's me when I was 16. Yeah, I have a much longer face now. I look much older, thank you. Almost 30. Ella says, you are your own Mario. That's so uplifting. Good. Also, Ricky looks like an infant. God, he's so cute. I'm glad he looks like man now, though. Holy, Ricky, are you sure? Yeah, I know. Listen, it sounds silly, but like, this is like the most gentle self-roast of love. I remember telling Ricky, I'm like, oh yeah, I banked on the fact that you'd bulk out. Don't worry. Yeah, huge Ricky glow up, for sure. Lance is here. Hey, Lance Prime, welcome back. Paint looks at myself. Actually bald. Right. I exaggerate a little bit. Oh my god, that's right. We bleached Ricky's hair at one point. Just kind of like for shits and giggles. He had green hair at one point too. Yeah. Alright, let's do some actual art. You guys are majorly derailing me. Green hair, Ricky. Ah, yes. Hey, Taka's here. Hey, welcome in. It's been a little bit. God, I feel like... I was thinking about this last night where I'm like, how much, like, what's like an appropriate amount to share, like, with my audience? And I just feel like you guys are just gonna know things. You're gonna know, like, I wore a red dress to formal. You're gonna know that I don't like oysters, like, just like dumb stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with that. Growing up, I did not share much. Even now, I do not share much unless I'm like, if someone walks up to me and like asks exactly, I will answer the question. But I'm just volunteering information. Ella can attest to this. I'm not great at it, so this has been like a fun, good practice for me. Yeah. Minnie Blaze says, Mia, you needed a break. You're right, I did. Oh my god, just like, well, young Ricky kind of reminds me of Who's from the Whoville. God. Just straight through the mud. What a stud. Oh my gosh. Paint says, the curse and blessing of my family is that we age really quickly for 10 years and then do not age after. We all look 40 when we are 20. That is so funny. No kidding. Yeah, no, my family kind of we just look our age. Like, I think like a couple of years ago, I looked really young for my age. As of now, like, I think I look my age. I think I look 28. I also don't think it's like this, but a little bit darker. Seder, just post your eyeball. Like, you bragged about your eyeballs, and then I get a Google image. We need Seder eyeball. Okay, I guess we don't need it. All right, so this time through Dynamesh. So this fun mess, okay, we have an actual learning moment. Let me put a stream highlight. How is that bragging? I'm bragging. It's bragging because I have boring eyes. Let me, can you see, I just have brown eyes. Just like, I mean, they match my hair, I guess, that's cool. But like, if you have two color eye, whatever, you're bragging because it's a cool color. Ricky has like really blue eyes too, so I'm forever jealous. To be fair, I think I'd look disturbing with blue eyes, so it's probably fine that I'm just me. All right, on a real note, yeah, brown eyes are goated in the sun. Yes, I will at some point post a picture of my eyes in the sun, because, I can't see, I feel blinded, but it's worth it. All right, on a real note, I want to draw something to you guys' attention that happens in ZBrush. So this is my mesh before, and then I Dynameshed, and this funny nonsense happened. This is what we affectionately call shattering your mesh. This is not 3D print friendly. This is nothing friendly. So it's like, oh no, how do we fix it? This happens when your mesh gets too thin or some weird hole appears. I would just pay close attention to any edges. You can do your smooth brush, kind of clean that up, and then just come into close holes. So now my Dynamesh, there we go. It is not going to blow up. But if you ever shatter your mesh, do not move on, move back and fix it, and then move forward. Somehow, every live stream surprises me. Some new funny thing happens. I never know what it's going to be. It's a treat. All right, Seder eyeball is going to happen, I think. You know how hard it is to take a picture of your eyeball? I know you can do it. I believe in you. Micah says, no, we do need it. It's an alchemical and witchcraft reagent. Someone give them point for that. That is hysterical. I'm still tripping that Aloha and Reaper are now legendary patrons. Heck yeah. Since you guys are mods too, we can talk about some future compensation perhaps. Mini Blaze says, Mia, sorry guys, how did you fix that again? In short, just close holes. Sometimes it'll still happen though, and you have to kind of do a little bit of topology sleuthing to see if like there's some weird edges you need to smooth down. RB says, Mia, what was your approach for this rope? Was it, or it's a rope brush? It is a rope brush, actually. I pretty much did it, but I just did one line. I should just show you guys. I'm sighing because I'm like, I really was about to explain how to create this in like 5 minutes of just straight talking instead of just taking a moment and showing it to you. So yeah, you get a curved brush. That's a rope. In this case, it's just a curved tube. You can just get a rope brush, they're free. And yeah, so you split that point, click and drag. Let's go like this. Do-do-do-do. And then you mirror it. Bam. Net. There you go. You have learned something. I was about to explain that, and I'm like, Mia, you're an artist. Show them. Do not tell. Show. Isn't that like the opposite of good writing? You show, not tell. Not here. RB says that rope looks clean. Thank you. Let me see if I can find it. Rope, ZBrush, brush, because I don't want to just leave you high and dry. All right, this one's free. It's not the same one I use, but it looks almost exactly the same. Bam, there you go. I'd like to share as much as possible. Okay. We are still cleaning this up, getting this ready for printing. Eyeballs. Let's go ahead and merge these down, but also Dynamesh, because these don't need to be like that. There we go. Hey, Blue Jester is typing away. Haven't seen Blue Jester in a hot minute. I mean, it meant the twist effect. Twist? Oh, the actual rope brush itself? Yeah. Oh, I hear what you're saying. No, I wrote, yeah. Okay. It took a second. I understand. Haha. There's Blue Jester. Just look above your phone to take an eye picture. Ah, smart. We have eye picture tutorial here. You also have very pretty eyes, Blue Jester. I'm assuming that you were here. Oh wait, duh, you are here. Blue Jester is Micah, isn't it? Duh. Wow, I just had like a full moment here. Listen, when you guys have 3 different names in 10 different places, I struggle. You're all like independent entities to me, and I have to like merge them in my head. Oh my goodness. You guys are now seeing the inner machinations of my mind and how I sort everyone. All right, that is good. Micah says, no, I've been here, just not a lot to say. No, I just, yeah, I already explained. I forget that you were also Blue Jester. You were one and the same. Because in my head, Blue Jester is just as much as a normal, real person as obviously Micah is a real person name. But the way I think of you guys is that there is just like a Blue Jester walking around as well. Yeah. Cat. Mini Blaze says, Mia, feed that hamster in your brain to get it going. This is it. This is it going. Ray says, my eyes are practically black, so in the light, they just look boring hazel. Rip. Also, hey Ray, I don't know if I saw you come in. If you've just been here the whole time, I totally just whiffed that, sorry. Micah says, oh, you think 2 names is bad? I had a period where I frequently utilized 12 different online aliases for different communities. What are you, James Bond? Like, secret alias? Oh my god. No. I think I've only ever had 2. Yeah, my name is one of them. If you guys play Monster Hunter with me, you know the other one. There's technically a 3rd that I used when I was like a little kid. Like, do y'all remember Neopets? I had an account. I love Neopets. I had a different account name for there. Many Blaze says, you need to oil the wheel then. There is nothing wrong with the speed that my brain is running. Thank you. All right, getting all this stuff cleaned up. She looks amazing. I kind of underestimated how much work I had left on her, but that is a-okay. My goal is by Monday to be on only new stuff, and all of April will be finished. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right. I'm really, really happy with this model. It has just been a delight. Micah says, it helps separate out spam emails and scams from different sources. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. Blue Jester I've used for almost as long as my other one, Grinmore. I like that. It's kind of like Grimoire, but Grinmore. That's really sweet. Witchy Skirt 1, Witchy Skirt 2. That should be good enough to prevent Character Creator from taking a dump. Right. Shark. No, I'm going to rename that better. I don't want to panic Character Creator. There we go. All right, we have everything all nice and tidy. Let's see how we're doing poly count wise when I bring this down. We are going to incorporate the shark mantle, but I'm going to wait till she's posed to make sure it really balances and makes sense. Worst case scenario, I'll have it more like a necklace. We'll see. Maybe even around her hips. I'm gonna figure it out though. Oh, I'm back. Eye pics incoming. Haha. Oh, and more eyeballs. Oh, I love this. Oh, you have beautiful eyes, Steamworks. I assume that's you, not just some person on your camera roll. That's kind of what my eyes look like with enough light. I want to post a picture of my eyeball. I want to be included. I know you guys can see me now, but I swear they look better in the sun. Join the eyeball party. I love it. It's another iconic stream, y'all. Oh, that's so funny and silly. I love it. Haha. Okay, you do have the two-tone colored eye. What is that? Central heterochromia? You do. The one where your eye is like crazy open. It's easier to see, even if it looks deranged. Look at all of you with your beautiful eyeballs. You know, it's funny. Seder, your eyes look like an exact combination of Jester and Steamworks. Like, that's kind of uncanny. We like all eyeballs around here. Oh, did we? You know what, Aloha? I thought you were going to do that. I swear, but I didn't want to say it like I was assembling work. Yeah, I look unhinged with blue eyes. That would not be the way. Yeah, nah. I feel better about my eyes now. Monkey's back. Hey, there's an eyeball party in the chat. You're welcome to join. Oh, peasants. All right, this is 587,000 points. That is not going to cut it. All right, what is the problem? I will click on things until I find one. Okay, the body, I'm disappointed that the lowest subdiv is still so high. Why? Oh, these are 70,000 each. Oh, well, that's the problem. Easy, easy. I can fix that. Steamworks says, why, thanks. My wife agrees. All right, Reaper sent the request on Discord. Heck yeah. Seder said, I didn't have a dad. Now I have two. There you go. Having two parents is overrated. Speaking from experience. Monkey says, I have very human eyeballs. Many players saw this. A silly thing about chainsaws. That's really funny. Almost done with coffee. God, it's like mutant hot. There we go. I love my heated mug, but that last bit of coffee is kind of awful. Micah said, old enough to be one, but I doubt you're young enough even if I ever had kids. Yeah, I think you and Seder are close to the same age, I think. So you are not the father. Reaper, I wanna look at your request. I went to see the thing, but I must get this finished first. Monkey said no one brought me coffee, so I had to send up. Oh, I'm sorry. Ricky's on his way. He's just really slow. Give him a second. I ate it. You ate this the whole coffee mug? Alright, where is this legendary quest? Oh my god, I'm so honored. I immediately know what this is. I'm immediately so excited. Alright, this is Reaper's request. I'd like you to model my original character, Reaper, Naira. Her design is old, so I wouldn't mind a fresh take. I imagine her wearing an actual medieval fantasy dress that makes it apparent she's royalty adjacent. She's still a god, but is still simple in style. Look at this Reaper lore dropping. She's very reserved compared to the other gods. I want her to still be emaciated to the point that she'd be dead otherwise, and I want her dress to make that emaciation apparent. You don't have to keep a cloak if you don't want to. I do like cloaks. I'd also like to request her in a pose as well as a separate STL for her hair and clothing so I can re-topo. Heck yeah. And then rig and animate later. You can do your usual posing afterwards. Of course, of course. I am honored. Especially because, like, I remember I asked you, like, right up front. I was like, I love your avatar. Like, tell me everything about that. Oh, I'm honored. Seriously, that is so, so exciting. This makes it, like, the third art kind of, like, collab where I got something from one of the creatives in our community. Oh, fantastic. Yep, I'm gonna do my best. It's gonna be amazing. I'm absolutely pumped for this. Heck yeah. I like this pose so much. This might be one of the poses I do. Also, I want medieval dresses. I want you to do some medieval fantasy dress shopping. We got time before this comes up anyhow. They'll probably bump you up quite a bit because you are a mod. Amazing. Thank you so much. It's going to be awesome. Hey, Ray, join the eyeball party. Okay, well, we have to go look at that. It's like the only thing more exciting than... There's Ricky. Yeah, Ricky has the bluest blue eyes. Damn, Ray, you do have nice curly hair. I see those curl clumps. Teach me your ways. I've been having a hard time. Ricky is such a dork. Ricky did, in my opinion, win the eyeball lottery. They are that blue, like, in person, too. They're shocking. God, Ricky, you're such a dork. Ricky's like, I gotta be different. I have two eyes. Reaper says, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Zader says, I'm not mad about it. I know my father, and I'd be a different, read as worse person if he'd been a part of my life. Ditto, but for my mother. Just Lingual says, Mia, I accidentally dropped 124 point on the ground. Have you seen it anywhere? I don't know. Ask a mod. Ray says, Mia, it's the Garnier banana hair mask. Like, are you joking? Because, like, I've never used a hair mask. I'd be interested. Oh, yeah. Aloha doesn't surprise me. We already know what you are. Just a little gremlin. Also, who doesn't love Stitch? I just love that there was no context to this happening if you're not in the stream. It was just like, Blue Jester. It's an eye party. Amazing. It's Monkey! Gosh, look at all... Okay, most people that have shared, I feel like, have unusually colored eyes. Even you don't count. See, Mark, your eyes are like straight up hazel. Same with Satyr. We need more brown eye representation. It saved me. Okay, it is a real thing. Alright, and I'm gonna Google it, because I've never done a hair mask, and with, like, Garnier... Again, I never know what's going to happen during a stream. I'm getting eyeball pictures and hair mask recs. Oh, that does look legit. Banana hair food. Why is that so funny? I bet it smells super good. Okay, I'm going to get this. If I come back bald, I'm going to blame you. Just saying. actually a totally legit thing. Banana hair drink. Banana hair food. Wow, it's really funny. Okay, I'm gonna do that. All right, this is still too high poly. It's probably the body being silly. Maybe I'll actually show you guys how to remesh a body. Never have really a reason to do it. Are any of these, I feel like we shouldn't be this high poly. It's only super detailed. What's the problem? Yeah, I'm gonna have to retopo the body. That's fine. All right, it's body retopo time. This is how you do this. So if you have a mesh and you want it to be even lower subdiv or whatever, this is what you do. You duplicate it, you take the mesh that you want, pick your target sub count. I want it to be lower than this. I'm probably gonna go to like 25,000 points or lower. Alrighty. Nice and low, and I'm going to ZBrush at half turned on with symmetry enabled as well. Ooh, wow. Alright, be careful this doesn't happen. That is not what you want. See this before and after? Too far. We're going to try it again, but ZBrush with same. Projection is a powerful tool, but it's not like a magic worker. If you destroy your mesh, this is kind of pushing it. If you destroy your mesh, it's not going to fix it. We're going to just maybe leave it as it is. Okay. Anyway, subdivide a few times, make sure that your original mesh is on top, and then you can project all the details back on, which will clean a lot of this up. Where is project? Yeah, I knew Aloha would just be on it immediately. And it fits. Eyeball pictures. All right, there's the other one on top, project, and this should make it look a little nicer. Yeah, honestly, this is garbage. Nope, we're not. It worked, but like I'm just not thrilled about it. We will find somewhere else to lose topology. Hide this, hide this. All right, what is the highest res thing that I can bring down other than the body? What is up with that? There we go. Taka said, I want to take an eyeball picture too. Realize my camera is shit. We would still appreciate it. We can just imagine. Nice bait, Ray. You guys are just children. It's fine. Bad peasant. All right, this is looking good. Any mesh errors? Yeah, a little bit. Eyeballs being the way they are is immensely funny to me right now. Also, I don't think we need them. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of those meshes entirely. And that'll kind of help me out here. All right, we are almost done here. All right, and that is perfect. We got 20,000 polys to spare. That's what I like to see. She doesn't have eyeballs anymore, but what are you gonna do? All right, get that uploaded. Miniblaze says, Mia, does the poly count on the staff and decorations there add to your number, even though it's separate? It's not separate. It's all the same character. I'm dealing with the whole total to put into character creator to pose, not just individual pieces. Micah said, Mia, I posted a picture of what will be my request for this month. Of course, much further on down the spreadsheet, so not doing it so late in the month like usual. Sounds good. Is it in Discord or Legendary Requests? Or Discord. Here we go. Oh, cool. Another jester. A blue jester. Meet Lazarel, Tragan, Gloamjack. Cool. I know M3 modeling will be great, taken even from here. Heck yeah, well, I'm a huge fan of the masks on our hips. Those are going to be really cool. Oh yeah, I can work with this. I can more than work with this. This is going to be awesome. Thank you for yet another fantastic request. Alrighty, let's go ahead and upload our lovely pirate construct, and now she is pose ready. One of my favorite moments. Progress. We go from here to ready, and now Ricky can go get it. Fantastic. And our next one is getting the noble woman rogue pose ready. I don't know how long straight today's stream is gonna go. It's gonna go until I'm done. All right, this is our next character we're gonna be working on and getting to a pose ready status. Yeah, isn't that gray background so boring now? Ugh, let's fix. Let's go with a faint green background, or maybe even like a light blue. I'd like that. Get me on the muddier side. Something nice and desaturated. There we go. Just something a little nicer. And let's also fix that lighting setup to be a little sharper. I do love how broody and dark that looks, but that would be very hard to sculpt on. There we go, nice and bright. That little adjustment on the screen, I'm always surprised how much that helps. All right, and this is our starting point here. We'll definitely be able to get this all pose ready. This doesn't need nearly as much work as the pirate construct did. That was a trickier model with more layers to deal with. Oh yes, the legendary tier discount ends in 25 minutes. And huge thank you to Aloha, who didn't take advantage of it, but that's fine. We're going to compensate them. And Reaper, who did actually take advantage of the discount. Oh yes, make sure you guys give Monkey and Empress Tiramisu birthday point. I didn't even think about that. Good mods. Good mods. Just Lingle says, Mia, if you were a monster, what monster would you be? Okay, that's the kind of question I live for. Oof. What would I be? Something fey, for sure. But like, emaciated, creepy fey. You know what? Here, I modeled something like this. Sater says, already taken care of, boss. Thank you. I made this like really insane, I think it's a cursed dryad. Because you said a monster, so. I modeled this a few years ago. I would be this. And full joke on the fact of how ridiculously tall she is. Like me, I too am ridiculously tall. But yes, this would be me if I was a monster. Don't you see the resemblance? It was a self-portrait, Sater. There you go. This is what I think I look like. No, I am just leg. So many legs. Which is true in real life. I have a very, very small torso. Monkey says, I am a monster. Sater said, she just described a hag. Absolutely. I got some hag vibes going on. Sater says, that fits since you said you're an elf druid. Yep, that's my favorite thing to play as. Monkey says, if. Yes, if. You are not a monster. Great question, Just Lingual. If you guys want, we can have a new chaotic thread going on in Under General where instead of eyeballs, you can post like pictures of the monster that you would be. Aloha, you better, that Fey Dwarf better be talking about yourself and not me. All right, let's get this going. I don't think I'm going to worry about getting the masks perfect right now because she can be posed with this like placeholder as is, and I can sculpt that later. But I need to get these posed. So let's merge down this cravat and get this decimated. All right, Z plugin, using heat poly paint, perfect. Micah says, I'd be a miserable pile of secrets, a bunch of eldritch mimics stuffed into a shambling peasant. I gotta model that. How is that not your next request? That's gotta be next month. Reaper said, you already know my monster. It's true. Yes. I love that Blue Jester just posted this here. Like, again, no context. Just post it in general. I love it. Where monster chat, general. I want people to join my Discord server and be like, what is going on? I'm like, it's general. This is just normal, general discussion. What? What do you normally talk about? Crap. All right, this collar does not exist. What I mean by that is if I don't have double turned on, it's like see-through. So let's fix that. Monkey, I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know why I'm surprised by that. That checks out. That checks out. Walked right into that. Is this what happens when I don't give you guys like a project reference to focus on? We just blow up the general chat. All right, all these shells are separate. I'm going to chaotically add thickness to all of them at the same time. I say it's chaotic, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just an odd way to do it. All right, to extrude some poly loops. These actually look like separate items. There we go, a little bit of trim. And last but not least, a little bit on this undershirt. So when I divide, it looks nice and smooth. Beautiful. Monkey said, I went outside and posed in the garden real fast. Thank you, Monkey. And now we have an eye picture too. Perfect. This has been a chaotic good old time. If you're enjoying yourselves, reminder to like the stream. It really does help, and I like being here too. Ray would be a lich. 1000% be a lich. I like it. Immediately just like the super overpowered being. I feel that in my soul. You can pick what you want to be, you know, like pick something awesome. I cannot believe Ella's not weighing in on this. Because I know what their answer would be. Ooh, a fairy dragon. That's a good one. Alright, these need to be decimated immensely. More. I guess less in this case. Ella said, oh yeah, I figured I'd go without saying. I'd be a hag. I figured it'd be that or like a goblin, but yeah, perfect. Micah said, well, I have to get ready for sleep soon. So night, y'all. Sleep good. Ray is also going to head out. Good luck with the rest of the cleanup. Thank you. Monkey says, actually, I might be a Yeti. You know what? I agree. I think that is more suited. The fact this is 133,000 points. Absolutely not. Fix. 5,000 points. There we go. Micah says, nice talking with everyone. Awesome work on the Druid of the Wreck Pirate construct. Thank you for requesting such an awesome thing. And for trusting me to make them just as you envision, because I can tell that they're very near and dear to your heart, as they should be. They're fantastic designs. Alright, I made these separate pieces, which is funny and annoying. So these will need to be named individually as well. We'll just name it right and left. How's that? Left. Same with the sleeves. These don't need to be so high res. And you know what? I can merge these down to the cuffs. Complete lower. I'm just going to decimate these down. Perfect. I'm not going to worry about the fabric folds on the vest and the shirt. You can't really see them, first of all. And secondly, if I want to add more to that, I can do that once she's posed and I can see how much is actually going to show. I don't know why I created these this way. I need to fix that. How much does that have to be there? Oh yeah, it has to be there. Okay, that's fine. I will make it more substantial of a thing, and we will call that good for right now. This little collar can actually be merged down to the cravat. Perfect. And the same with this. It's not actually going to bend, it's just going to be part of the coat. So I can just pin these down. Satyr says, I don't know what I'd be. Nothing comes to mind immediately, so I guess something boring. Are you joking? Your name is literally Satirical Satyr. You're joking, right? Because like a satyr is like a mythological folklore monster. Like, dude. That's like Reaper being like, I don't know what I'd be. Something boring. Alright, this is the collar. That's enough roasting satyr. Sorry, that was a little intense. I guess it's just that time of the stream. Alright, looking good. Let's get the mask merged down. Again, I'm gonna make a nice mask. This is good enough as a placeholder to get her all nice and posed. Sater says, that's 2 on the nose. No, it's not. Reaper says, no. You just haven't realized your true self yet, Sater. Agreed. Agreed. Same with her ponytail. I can get that detailed up later. We are in a placeholder mode, so we can get this all nice and posed up. Just Lingual said, I think I'd be a sphinx. I like riddles and get wings. I love how you word that. Oh my god, Sater, that's so cute. That is the opposite of how I'd imagine you in pretty much every capacity. Just a small goop. But yeah, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Agreed. Alright, this is already almost good to go. You know what? Just Lingual, I don't know if you've ever asked a riddle in the chat. So, you have to ask a riddle now. You even said you'd be a sphinx. You ask good questions. This is true. I guess they're kind of like riddles. They're kind of like personality riddles almost. But I demand a real, proper riddle from Just Lingual. If you do, you'll get playing. How's that? Sater says, I looked up Tickle Monster D&D and that's what came up. I am not disappointed. Taylor says, and you get free meals for every failed riddle. Oh, that's right, because they like eat them. I straight up was like, how does that make any sense? Like, do they just like go cook, bring them a cake or something? I understand now. The Sphinx, you would eat them. I get it. I'm gonna merge all of this down into one piece and I can just deal with it later. I got sleeve. What is this? Oh, weird mystery mesh that shouldn't be there. I'll just delete it. All right. I love the base with this model. Very fancy. I don't think she really needs any more detailing either. All right, how's this looking? I think we're set. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it to the lowest subdiv and kind of scroll on through. One of them's at 18,000 on the lowest. That's probably a little high. What is that? Is it the entire body? Okay, yeah, that's fine. That is allowed. All right, let me review this model request really quick to make sure I'm not missing any key elements. I think this is everything though. I did a pretty good job blocking this out. Yeah, sweet, good job me. Actually did all of the things. Perfect. Aloha, oh my God. Read the room. This is a very, very serious question. I'm not gonna leave that just on my stream. There, we're gonna go back to the Tickle Monster. You guys make me laugh. All right, let's merge this down and see where that poly count's at. $200,000, way under budget. Just how I like to be. All right, let's see if anything is labeled the same so I don't break the program for Ricky. I would feel very bad. I've done it before. We got shirt, and then we got coat. Oh, there's new messages. Here we go. Oh, that's epic. I'm gonna just ignore everything else. Is this what you're picking, Satyr? Because that's absolutely majestic. If I have anyone by chance that's lurking and is a legendary patron who has not put in a request, this is your request. That's awesome. Reaper. But no. Children. Alright, Noblewoman Rogue. Looking amazing. Satyr says, evil monster me would totally be a Rakshasa. Very good. I'm good at scheming and planning, and I enjoy messing with people. Aren't you in school to be a therapist? And my Chinese horoscope is a tiger. Yeah, rip. Mine is a rat. I am a rat. I was very upset about it as a kid, and I read Fruits Basket, and I felt a little better about it. Just Lingual says, Mia, do you want a riddle on demand that I write, or a good riddle I know? If you're capable of writing a good riddle, that's extra impressive, but you can just say one you already know, and then take credit for it. Taka says, I'm gonna head out. I have to prepare some pizza dough for our D&D session tomorrow. Wow, spoiled peasants over there. Love it, love it. Reaper said, see, I told you you'd find yourself. Yeah, it's an important stream, isn't it? All right, let's get this uploaded. Sweet, that is done. In my new favorite moment of the streams recently, ready. Awesome. And then the two monsters, Duck Levy and Cherry Blossom Dragon, I'm probably gonna finish during my cozy streams tomorrow. Not input, just cooking on the weekends. Satyr says, yeah, see? I'm good at getting people's heads. Evil me would use that for evil reasons. This is true. Evil means. RB, Mia, here I am again, with the same question about business. I was looking at some Patreon pages. I noticed that they put those figures on sale there as well. So not sure how that works, like you upload. Yeah, there is a store now on Patreon, a shop. I just use it to sell like priority tickets or collections, but you could use it to sell individual models as well. You can also sell each post individually. You got lots of options. I don't think it'd be a bad idea to have your monthly collections available, like resold in your store at a higher price. It'll encourage people to subscribe each month to get the best deal, and if they missed out, then they can buy the entire package in the store. Yes, RB says like last month's release on May Factory, something like that. Yes. But Mia, it's Grimace the Tickle Monster. Fixed it. I'm not looking at it. No, it has a spoiler tag, so it's just flashing new people. Thank you. Very funny though. Genuinely, I am not upset with you. All right, this is looking really good. You know, I think today was a no break stream. We're coming right in at 3 hours. I think I'm probably gonna call it good. Aloha. Reformed. Amazing. Chaotic. All right, y'all. Oh, here we go. This is the best way to end the stream. All right, we're going straight into last call. Sorry, our happy hour was just me working. It happens. All right, are you ready for our first Just Lingual riddle? Just Lingual. In haunted vaults and dim lit halls I glide, a shining tomb with hunger unconfined. I'm not the treasure chest that pirates brag to keep, yet fools still seek gems within my glassy keep. My walls are crystal prisons that swallow all waste. Some say my hospitality is tasteless, but they're not wrong. Inside me swirl... Is this a toilet? Yeah, Reaper said that. Inside me swirl the trophies of each unwary taste. Yet no eyes have I, yet I mark each footfall. Draw too near, and you'll become the feast in my hall. No. Crystal prisms that swallow all waste. Some say my hospitality is tasteless, but they're not, and they're not wrong. The swirl, shining tomb, hunger unconfined. It sounds like a toilet mimic, specifically. There's a D&D Lord of the Rings inspired one I did. Lord of the Rings inspired. Okay. It's giving mimic vibes for sure, but no. confused by the... Yeah, like, okay, we're feeling the same mimic vibes. Aloha also put that treasure chest. Eating someone. Draw too near and you'll become the feast in my hall. It's definitely got like a mimic. Yeah. It's on there with monsters, but not a mimic. What's a monster that doesn't have any eyes that isn't a mimic? I might not know the monster, honestly. Maybe Lord of the Rings is a bad thing to say. Yeah, you've thrown me way off with that. Is it just like an ooze monster? Close, but far. That is so unhelpful. Well, whoever gets it right will get poing for it. My walls are crystal prisms that swallow all waste. Gelatinous cube. Oh, shoot. That sounds right. Inside me swirl the trophies of each unwary taste. Taste, though. Sounds like a gelatinous cube. I think Mini Blaze just barely beat you to it. Yep, Mini Blaze got it. Nice. But we're on the right page with that. Mimic toilet, honestly, is like kind of right. Well, cool. Mimic is a better answer. I think so too. Nah, joking. Well, very cool. That was a perfect way to end the stream. Well, fantastic. I hope you guys have a really wonderful Friday. I'll be back on the weekends to do my little cozy streams, which is pretty much just like a no mic stream where I get a ton of work done. Supposedly this weekend I'm gonna get 2 very, very in-depth monsters done, which is perfect for the no mic stream because honestly, I think I need to focus and level up a little bit. So I'm looking forward to that. And then next week is going to be fantastic because on Monday we have a priority ticket purchase from Aiden for a werewolf and then Aloha's for Tuesday, which we don't know what it is yet. So that's going to be fantastic. Yeah, like the stream. It's going to be a fantastic next week as well. Really appreciate you guys. It's like every week of streaming is better than the last. I'm really getting comfortable doing this and you guys are the best. Yeah, Mini Blaze, don't forget the dwarf kids. Yeah, Ricky's gonna pose those. I'm also gonna get to him this weekend, so. I'm impressed. You're really keeping a catalog. Everyone trying to give Mini Blaze poing. It's happening. That's fine. You don't have to fix it. Thank you guys. Mods are modding. You're being very good. All of you. Seriously. Satyr. Oh my goodness. Alright, y'all. You take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. If not, next week for sure. Because I know some of y'all have plans on the weekends. I totally understand. Alright. Take care. I'll see you around. Bye.